And we are live. All right, we are good. And pretty close to on time, only 4 minutes late.
Hey, hey, every week has its own challenge, but I so grateful to you for always plugging in whatever magic you do to make it happen. So thank you. Um, and actually, part of the reason for this week's technical difficulties was that Eric was using a lot of his equipment for us to have sound at the parish picnic, which we just had last Saturday. And thanks be to God and so many good volunteers, it was a blast. We had a beautiful mass there, perfect weather. Then we had dinner, some games for the kids, a pie contest. It just couldn't have been better. And so, a huge thank you, first of all, to everybody who helped make that happen, and in particular for Samantha Lekovich, who did so much work in organizing it. She wasn't able to be there for the actual day um, for tending to some uh, family events, but it was uh, in large part thanks to her that it ended up going off without a hitch. But huge thanks to you, Eric, for making sure people could hear for the match. So thank
No,
you for that.
I tell you what, there's a lot of volunteers that put in a lot of hard work, and I mean the food servers and the men preparing the burgers and stuff like that. Huge thanks, huge. Um, yeah, they was tough. With that line, it took like an hour to get through. I mean, there was so many people. It was great. I loved it.
It was wonderful. Yeah. So thank you to everybody who came out as well. And there were 13 pies. I had pieces of 13 pies that day. It was a lot, uh, but it was good. We have some good pie makers in the parish. Uh,
Who won?
what's that?
What was the winner? I was
The winner was a chocolate Samoa cookie pie. It was a pie that tasted like a chocolate Samoa cookie. I mean, my main criterion was the more sugar, the better, and so that one just took the cake. Uh, I took the pie. I don't know. No more puns. On to announcement. Um, so this week, first thing you could tell, I'm not in Eric's house right now. I'm calling in, and I'm calling in from the vocations office. Here, I'll actually show you all the wonders and glory that are the vocation. That is the vocations office. This is where I have to come quite frequently, usually about 3 to 4 times a month. I'm here for various things. You'll see behind me some of the old posters um, from here was one of the earlier ones, and you'll recognize this guy right there. He was pastor for a little bit, Father Riggs Zerwas. I don't know if that's all backwards because of how weird cameras work. But in any case, you might ask, why is Father Michael in the vocations office on a Tuesday? Isn't he there on Fridays usually? You are correct. But tomorrow, I would ask for your prayers because I will be preaching a day of recollection for the Catholic school principals for the Archdiocese of Santa Fe. And this was already an answer to prayers because I had been praying earlier in the year about how we can um, get more involved with the schools in vocations work to teach kids from a young age to ask that question, God, what do you want uh, from my life? What are you calling me to? And then out of the blue, they asked me to preach this day of recollection. I realized, oh, okay, prayer works. So if I could um, ask you all for your prayers tomorrow, I would be very grateful if you would uh, pray that the Lord may work powerfully in our Catholic schools in the Archdiocese. Second thing that I would ask your prayers for is not this week, but next, I go on my own retreat, right? Instead of preaching a retreat for other people, I'm going to go for a few days to do my annual retreat because I'm useless to you all if I'm not deeply in love with God. If I am not receiving Him, I've got nothing to give for you. So I'm excited to finally, this late in the year, but finally be doing my annual retreat for the year and I ask your prayers for that as well. In terms of other things on the calendar, our office will be closed next Monday for Columbus Day or Indigenous Peoples Day, or everything that it says in your calendar. But office is closed on Monday. We still have Mass though. And then looking forward, on October 15th, we're going to have a few big things for you to mark your calendars. First, anybody who's involved in a liturgical ministry in at Sacred Heart. So any readers, ushers, sacristans, extraordinary of Holy Communion, altar servers, choir members. You're invited to a liturgical ministers retreat, or really day of recollection, that we're doing from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it's not that much time, uh, but it will be a time for us to have Mass together, to pray before the Blessed Sacrament together, and to also give updates on what we want various ministries to be doing, but also give you a chance for feedback to be able to say, hey, this is what I think is going well. This is an idea I had for how we can be doing it better, things like that. And then just an hour after we finish with that liturgical ministers retreat, we can move on over to the Clovis Public Library. And outside of there, we're going to have our rosary rally, just like we did last year out there on the lawn. It was a beautiful time where we got to pray the rosary together, and actually in union with people all over the country who were praying at that exact same time. So we're going to be doing that at noon on October 15th. But hopefully you'll be able to hear more about that next week from some of the organizers. So that's it for just schedule items. But what was it that you typed in the little description bar, Eric?
Adult faith formation.
Adult faith form. What is adult faith formation? Well, it's exactly what it says it is. It is faith formation for adults. Because you see, too often, I think we figure that once we got confirmed, we learned all there was to know about the faith, and we're done. Now it's for the kids to learn their bit. But then sometimes our kids will ask us questions and we'll say, "Ooh, gosh, I don't know." Or a coworker will ask us, "Why do you Catholics believe?" And we'll go, truth be told, I don't know, but let's talk about something else like the weather or football or something like that. But I think we want to know more. We just sometimes don't even know where to start. And so, where to start? Start coming on Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights, at the same time the kids will be in their classrooms, in the church, we will have faith formation for adults. Anybody is welcome. But for parents of those kids in First Holy Communion or confirmation classes, at least 1 month of this adult faith formation is required. So you can do it in October, November, December, January, February, or March. I think those are the months that we're offering. You can just plan out one of those months that you'll be going, and that fulfills the requirement. But my hope is that we have a full church every Wednesday. How beautiful would that be if we are consistently growing in our faith, not just on Sundays, but giving the Lord that time on Wednesdays? So the way that it works is that from 6 to 7 p.m., that's our early session of classes for religious education. And so that's when we have our adult faith formation. And then from 7:15 to 8:30, or 7:20 to 8:30, sorry, we have the second session of religious education classes. And there too, we're going to have adult faith formation. The way it's going to work is that October adult faith formation is in English at 6 p.m. and in Spanish at 7:20. And then in November, those are going to flip. We're going to have in Spanish at 6 o'clock and in English at 7:20. And then December, it flips again, and you get the drill. But for this first set of courses, um, or this first module, I don't know what you want to call it, for the October adult faith formation, the topic that is going to be taught is confession its history, but also the benefits of it. A lot of us were asked, "Why do you Catholics do confession?" And we look like a deer in headlights. We're like, "I don't know. It's just something that we do." Or we might have our own little difficulties with it. We might say, "I don't know about confession." It's kind of, well, this is the perfect class for you to attend then. It's going to be covering confession and the season of Advent and the season of Christmas. It's going to be 4 weeks that cover those three things. And you might think, well, how are those connected? Well, come and find out. And you'll see, you'll be able to have, um, I think, more of a grasp of your Catholic faith. So, adult faith formation on Wednesday nights. Hope you can make it there. Uh, yeah. Eric, did you have anything to add, or were there any questions?
Oh, nothing to add. Just we had one comment come in from YouTube. It was from Ruben Lucio. He says praying for you on your retreat. So
Oh, thank you
he
so
wanted to
much.
let you know that he would be praying for you. So,
Thank you,
uh,
Ruben.
but that's it. It's only comments that's come in. We've got quite a few viewers and a bunch of likes, and you can check that out later. But that's the
Hey,
only.
we like
That's
you too.
it. Oh, and a little
We
heart.
like,
We just got a heart. So
ah,
no, I don't. I don't have anything to add that I can think of.
okay. Well, tune in next week for possibly a special guest, possibly not. You got to tune in to find out.
You'll have to tell me about this special guest when we get off. All
Oh, I
right.
will.
All right. I guess that's it for this evening. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Either now or later when you get a chance. And